Hey, so I'm back, baby. I've been on holiday, if one can call it that, anyway, for 2 weeks. And just a minute, sorry, that was too strong. All right, yeah, I was away anyway another land for 2 weeks. Let's call it that, what it is. Anyway, you know, just didn't plan it so well. But then I started to, think about it, like what could I have done to make it better, my holiday. And it's just now because it's become so complicated. I mean, and that got me thinking about how people now nowadays how they go to holiday, what their their idea of a good holiday is. Like everybody or most people cannot imagine a summer holiday without going somewhere where there is a beach, and not just any kind of beach, a sandy beach, someplace down south anyway. And that makes me really wonder, like, are really people stupid? I think they are. Are really that many people so dumb? I mean, look what they do. Like every year, they drag their kids along with them, along with a bunch of suitcases and luggage. I mean, different kind of luggage. I mean, I've even seen rackets like tennis rackets and such shit. In the compartment of a plane. I mean, the luggage compartment, of course. And just doesn't make me wanna really travel that much in the summer. That the problem is, it's not really good to travel during the summer, is it? First of all, everybody everybody travels then, so there always will be delays and overcrowded airports and even airplanes, and sometimes, of course, there will be sorry, they just once you get there, provided everything goes well in your journey, in your trip there. I mean, it's just a headache, when you have to get to the beach and stuff. I mean, you have to drag your little kids along, and you have to give them enough fun so they don't get restless, of course. And sometimes they like the room you booked. You find out that when you arrive at the hotel that, oh no, that room has been already given to somebody else. Even that has happened. It's just one big headache. As I said, sometimes it can be such a hassle, and sometimes those hotels that you found online and that were listed as very good, you find out they are not really that good. They lack certain things, and maybe the air conditioner has gone bust, and it's just the heat. Makes everything so much more difficult. It makes it so difficult to enjoy yourself. I mean, of course, not for people who are accustomed to it, who live down there in the Mediterranean countries and other warm countries, but for people who are coming from up north, I mean, it's just gets too much. So then it makes me wonder, why can't people just stay at home and just travel somewhere inside their own country, like especially with small children when they have one or two or three whatever. First of all, I find it kind of inconsiderate even to bring along like toddlers or like children that are 2, 3, 4 years old, like on a plane, like they will just be a big annoyance to the other passengers. I mean, with their screaming and then running around, like what I find really kind of bizarre almost and very arrogant even of parents. Like when I travel, like parents that are from here that I know that they do that. I don't know about others, but parents that are Norwegian actually they let their children run actually in the last kind of half hour or 45 minutes of the journey. They let their kids run around up and down that corridor on the plane, and it's like they don't give a damn. They just want to make it easier for themselves. Make their jobs easier because we all know small children. First, that's another great argument for against allowing actually children to travel in the first place. Like small children, they get restless. I mean, most children do, but children that are like 10 years old, they can kind of, they can contain themselves. They have something, maybe video games to play, and they are satisfied, right? They can sit still for 2 or 3 hours, but like really small children, they can't, So they get restless and they start to scream and cry, and their parents just give in and let them, run around a little bit. But it's not very polite, is it? I mean, first of all, you're making the job harder for the stewardesses and the stewards who are supposed to be walking up and down all the time. So they have to now watch for the kids so they don't trample on them or something, knock them over. So yeah, I always that aspect of traveling or flying more precisely, because I don't really travel any other way to far distances anyway. I once very long ago traveled by bus, and I promised myself I would never do that again. That was so terribly exhausting. But anyway, yeah, it was like 40 hours or something. Anyway, where was I? I mean, traveling. I hate traveling. First of all, it's because it's so exhausting. Traveling it takes more than a couple of hours anyway. You know, so the other thing is this: what I said about children screaming when misbehaving, and yeah, especially if somebody with children is seated right in front of you, like there was when I was going down there now in the end of June. So yeah, it can really it's kind of annoying, and but you have to take it, and like these parents, I think they are very egoistical because they know as parents nobody can say anything, like or if they do, they are bad people if they object about their child screaming like all the time and stuff. And yeah, like parents are kind of treated, I think, kind of preferentially. Parents with small children on these journeys, and they know that, and they take advantage of that. I would say as well. They do definitely. And people who protest, they are like really treated as like whatever, really bad people. As I said, you are a shitty person if you don't like to listen to a child screaming like for 2 hours while on a flight that is can be stressing enough for some people and exhausting enough without this constant noise. So yeah, people are damn selfish. I think people who have small children should either travel by car so they don't disturb anybody else but themselves, right? I mean that noise and all that misbehaving, they only the parents, and as it should be, they should be the only ones who should have to deal with it, like. But instead, no, the rest of us have to deal with it, who have no connection to these children whatsoever, like. So yeah, they should definitely like have age limit to, you know, who can travel with on a plane, especially, and even on a train that goes like for 6, 12 hours, whatever. I mean, they should definitely not allow people. Doesn't matter if, of course, doesn't matter if their parents are, both parents are there. It still is very like very annoying and kind of disturbs others, and is yeah, as I said. But so I said enough about that part. Sorry if I didn't express myself precisely enough. But I just hate, one of the major reasons why I hate going on a plane and traveling there is because of this small children. And it's always at least three like families with small children on every plane. Always. This time when I was coming back last night, when I was flying back, there were even more. But luckily for me, this time they were all seated kind of right, quite far back from me, behind. I mean, so traveling. I mean, unless you have a like, let me give you this advice. Unless you have a really good reason to travel far away, to fly, don't. Rather stay where you are, and you can go and find some place that you know you will enjoy in your country where you live. So this is what I said these people should do with small children. Instead of, but no, they won't have it all. They want to have their cake and eat too. They want to have small kids and go to Mallorca, whatever, Ibiza, Greece, Turkey, whatever. It's kind of egoistical, huh? Don't you think? And it's also even more important. It's a great. I mean, it's a great trial. Let's call that for even. I mean, for a kids, more important. It kind of is. I mean, it is very exhausting for little kids. It is a big like burden. Like last night, for instance, when I was gonna, you know, take my flight. I mean, people were standing in a line for a long time. And this is another thing that I hate. I'm going to get to that. But yeah, there were children crying because they had to wait there. And, because the plane was delayed. And, then we had to wait for the passengers that had come from that flight to clear the airplane. And, like, you don't want to see that. Like, you are in a bad place enough already. So I mean, already, and you don't need to hear children crying, bitching. So yeah, I mean, as I said, for kids, it can be very very hard. Also, that's why I wouldn't let my kid fly until it kind of was, I don't know, 7 or 8 at least, yeah. But where was I now? Oh yeah, the other, maybe let's say the third reason why I hate flying, or this is a big part of why I hate it. The people themselves, they are so fucking selfish. They go on my nerves. They always have to be the first to board a plane. I mean, they have to be in the first group, and everybody just jumps up straight away before anything has been cleared. I mean, like before the boarding has begun, they go in lines. And yesterday at the check-in, oh man, the line was endless because they all came like before, like way before the check-in counter, or whatever you call it, had opened, so they could be, there before the others. what the hell? What the heck is that all about? Like, the check-in takes, like, that is open for 1.5 hour, I believe. So why the need to be there just as it opens? Like, everybody's gotta be there as soon as possible. I mean, it's so much selfishness and egoism, egocentric behavior you see there. It's unbelievable. I mean, people rushing to get out of the plane when once it lands, people rushing to get their stuff out, first before the others, people rushing everywhere. When we landed last night, I saw this older man, which was even worse, like racing past everybody else. I don't know where the hell he was rushing to, but I mean, that's not how you behave, right? When once you got out of a plane full of people, like, it must have been like 70 people or something at least. So, I mean, yeah, people, and then at the end, the final part. I mean, as we had gotten our bag and everything, the suitcase, we go there to order a cab. So now, because now you have to, it is a good thing. Otherwise, people would be fighting over cabs. But anyway, still, I ordered, on that machine, whatever you call it. And then we wait and, nothing. It's not coming. And suddenly, I mean, this driver comes up to us and asks us, where are we going, And I said, because you have to, put in your address, where are you going to go? And so they know it's you, it's not somebody else who's trying to take your own cab. But this is exactly what happened. Some couple of assholes, fucking egoistic assholes, had tried to hijack our own cab. Imagine that. And I think one of them was kind of drunk, because he was very, he started behaving very, aggressively once, the cab driver realized it was really our taxi. They had already gotten in it, and I guess the guy had given the address, but the address didn't check out, of course, with the address that was already registered. So the guy was like, we go there, of course, I expect them to get the hell out of our cab. But one of them assholes goes like, oh no, this is our cab, I'm not getting out, go, you drive us to this address. He starts to threaten, like, and I'm like standing there, I'm like, what am I? And the driver tells him, sorry, you have to go, this is theirs, they ordered this cab. But this guy just won't quit, like, he's like almost starting to threaten the driver. I mean, and then, thankfully the driver was a nice guy and very reasonable, so he goes and asks another driver who was staying there to drive them, so, and I was like, if I hadn't been so tired, I mean, I might have even, punched this asshole out. I mean, come on, as if taking our own cab, or trying to take it, wasn't bad enough. He was now trying to threaten his way into the driver driving him and his pal anyway. I mean, how shitty can you get? Like, can anyone's behavior get any shittier? I mean, come on. I mean, it is for this that people fight, actually, this kind of behavior, because, and I understand it well. I mean, and thankfully, of course, the driver was, I mean, had he been some kind of pushover, maybe he even would have been intimidated to drive them, and then we would have to, order another cab and would have to wait longer. But yeah, no, he was very, composed, and so yeah, that's what can happen to you. Also, I've heard of these instances in big cities like like New York, whatever, where people got into a fist fight over a cab. Come on, how ridiculous can you get? I mean, there will always be another cab you can take. So yeah, I mean, shit, man. I was like, after all this, exhaustion and waiting, and now I have to deal with this asshole. So yeah, I mean, now I've sworn never to really travel unless I really like have a good reason with an airplane, for especially. So anyway, to conclude, what I wanted to say is this: people have gotten so fucking demanding. Like once they are on a holiday, they have to go somewhere down south to a beach or whatever, and otherwise it's the end of the world if they don't. So they should just rather focus on finding a nice place, not that far away from where they live, where they can go with a car. Everybody is happy. They have nice camping, whatever they can, I mean, here in Norway, the summers can be nice as well, and it's never too hot. That's another good thing. So yeah, but no, I mean, these people are so, yeah, man, demanding. As I said, you just have to have it all, like as I said. So yeah, I don't think I will be traveling now. Especially, no, I mean, maybe I can see myself going to somewhere closer where it doesn't take 2 or almost 3 hours to fly. And the seats are very uncomfortable and everything. So yeah, I mean, it sucks, man. But yeah, this is the last time, a really long time that I've taken a journey or a holiday like this. Like, the worst thing when I got there to Bosnia, I mean, I'm already tired, right? From flight. Oh, now I have to drive for 3 hours at least in a car. And the car where I was driven didn't have air conditioning. So you can imagine how pleasant it was. But yeah, I said never again. I mean, never again, man. Fuck it. So yeah. Anyway, have a good time. See you. Bye.